Indian female diplomat Khobragade has returned home. Her family remain in the U.S. but are likely to join her in India later. But our New Delhi correspondent Shweta Bajaj says none of this means the dispute between India and the U.S. is over.
The return of Indian diplomat Khobragade to India doesn't mean the dispute is over. Before she got on a plane bound for New Delhi, India asked the United States Embassy here to withdraw an American diplomat of similar rank. A tit-for-tat maneuver that indicates that relations between the US and India could still worsen. A US grand jury indicted Khobragade for alleged visa fraud and making false statements on a visa application for her Indian-born housekeeper, both criminal charges under the US law. Now on Thursday, the housekeeper Sangeeta Richards said Khobragade paid her less than $9.75 an hour required by US minimum wage law. Now Richards said Khobragade also refused Richards' request to return home to India. Khobragade denies any wrongdoing. While Khobragade and her supporters contest the charges, what has outraged Indians most was the way US authorities treated Khobragade, a deputy consul general and mother of 2 young children. After her arrest, US Marshals strip-searched the diplomat and locked her in cell with other criminal defendants before releasing her on a $250,000 bail. Although she's now back in India, the charges remain pending in the United States. She could still face criminal prosecution if she returns to the US. Her husband and 2 daughters remain in America but are likely to join her later in India. The incident has soured relationship between the world's 2 largest democracies, and there are signs that tensions could escalate further. India has revoked ID cards for US diplomats and removed the concrete security barriers around the US embassy. Shweta Bajaj, CCTV, New Delhi.
Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has promised to take steps to end the violence prevailing in the country and to ensure the safety of the life and property of its citizens. Hasina said her ministers would take oath on Saturday and her government would end the culture of violence in the country. Her Awami League won more than 2/3 of the seats in Sunday's parliamentary election. But the polls were shunned by international observers as flawed. The opposition derided the votes as a farce and boycotted it. Half of the seats were uncontested, and more than 100 people were killed in clashes ahead of the election. Violence, especially in rural districts, has continued. The opposition has renewed calls for nationwide strikes.